You do what's right. You work hard, you stay faithful, you sacrifice, you serve, you give, and yet no one claps, no one thanks you, no one even notices. You keep doing good, but it feels like it doesn't matter. You keep showing up, but no one cares. You keep standing firm, but it feels like you're standing alone, and you start to wonder, does this even matter? Why do I keep going when no one sees? Why do I fight so hard when no one cares? But let me tell you something, it matters, because God sees everything. The world only celebrates what is seen. They celebrate the people in the spotlight. They celebrate the ones who are loud. They celebrate what is flashy, impressive, and entertaining. But God, He sees the quiet sacrifice. He sees the silent obedience. He sees the faithfulness when no one else is watching. Your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Matthew 6:4. The world may never notice what you do in the dark, but God does. Every late night spent doing the right thing, He sees. Every time you fought temptation and no one knew, He knows. Every battle you fought in silence, every prayer you whispered in the dark, He remembers, and one day He will reward you openly. Some of you are waiting for applause, waiting for someone to recognize your work, waiting for someone to thank you, waiting for someone to tell you, I see what you're doing. But listen to me, if you need recognition to stay faithful, you were doing it for the wrong reason, because real warriors don't fight for applause. They fight because it's right. They fight because they are called. They fight because it's who they are. Do not grow weary in doing good, for at the proper time we will reap a harvest if we do not give up. Galatians 6:9. Whatever you do, work at it with all your heart, as working for the Lord, not for men. Colossians 3:23. If I were still trying to please man, I would not be a servant of Christ. Galatians 1:10. You are not here to be noticed. You are not here to be praised. You are here to do what is right, no matter who is watching, because the world's approval means nothing. But God's approval means everything. Every great warrior was trained in secret. David killed lions and bears before he ever killed Goliath. 1 Samuel 17:34-36. Joseph was faithful in prison before he ever ruled Egypt. Genesis 39:20-23. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness before he ever led Israel. Exodus 3:1. No one saw their struggle. No one celebrated their training. No one applauded their faithfulness, but God did. And when the time came, He lifted them up. Humble yourselves before the Lord, and He will lift you up in due time. James 4:10. So if you feel unseen, good. That means God is still shaping you. That means He is testing your heart. That means He is preparing you for something greater. That means He is watching how you handle the small battles before He gives you the big ones. Because if you can't stay faithful when no one notices, why should He trust you with more? What you do matters. Every battle you fight, every time you stand for what's right, every sacrifice, every moment of unseen faithfulness, it all matters, even when no one claps, even when no one thanks you, even when no one cares. Because God sees. He sees your discipline. He sees your integrity. He sees that you kept going, even when it was hard. Well done, my good and faithful servant. Matthew 25:23. Those are the only words that matter. Not the world's approval, not people's recognition, not human applause, because the reward doesn't come from man. It comes from God. So keep fighting, keep standing, keep doing what's right, because the warriors who fight in silence will one day be honored in eternity.